Hi, everybody. Um, we're waiting on Mel, so he may be hung up. I can't really complain considering I kept Susan waiting for 10 or 15 minutes earlier today. Things happen. What can I say? Um, anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you for coming back. Hopefully, Mel will show up soon. In the meantime, we'll just wing it, and whatever happens, happens. Um, Hopefully, nothing bad happened, and he'll still be able to show up tonight. Let's see. Start out with some hellos to some people. We have Colorful Foresight. We have Viviani. We have Amy. We have Lisa. We have two Lisas in here. We have Heather. Okay, she was in here earlier. And Mara. Hello, Mara. And Mama Bear. And like I said, for right now, we're just going to wing it, waiting for Mel. So hopefully everything goes fine. And he'll be here shortly. So I hope y'all have all had a good day today. Um, I did a live stream with Susan Lynn just a little while ago. That was stunning for me because I did a lot of, I did quite a few mediumship readings. That gift is just starting to start with me, so it's still a little awkward feeling. At the same time, it's also exciting feeling. So, but let's see, we got Steve's here, and Ellen is here, and Mara is here. And thank y'all for coming. And I guess if y'all have some questions, you can go ahead and put them in, and I'll just I'll wing it and see if Mel shows up or not. If he's here, he's here. If he's not, he's not. Things happen, could have got his time wrong or his day wrong, or it happens sometimes. And there's Heather. Hi, Heather. She got here finally. Tomorrow at noon, I'm going to have Kevin, the healing medium, and Lisa, spirit intuitive, will be here at noon. So it'll be three of us sharing the channel. And then tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, I'm doing a special show that Spirit was very insistent on me to do, and that is on the holiday stressors and how stressed out we all get at the holidays, what causes it, what are some things we can do to maybe make it less stressful for ourselves. I have Minasa from Minasa Wellness coming on. She is a mindfulness wellness teacher and a spiritual leader. I also have Isaac Bose coming on. He is a licensed counselor. A lot of y'all probably know Isaac when you see his face. I met him through EQ and Sonia on the Soul Sisters. And he doesn't have a channel. He doesn't do the YouTube thing. But he kindly comes on whenever asked. And he's a very nice guy. I like him a lot. And so we're gonna hit that scary topic tomorrow evening. We're gonna start at 5, so that way we should be done and over before the regular Saturday night people start their shows, and we don't have to worry about stepping on anybody. I've been trying to be a lot more mindful of that, and of course it's kind of hard when you have 4 or 5 people that are all going live at the same time. There's only so many hours in the day. There's only so many days of the week. So what can I say? Anyhow, let me, yes, please put your questions in all caps. It makes it easier to spot and easier to pull. So, oh, Froxy Roxy, girlfriend. Juggle away. I've done that plenty of times, especially when you're a moderator and 2 or 3 people go live and you're a mod on all of their channels. I tend to pull them all up and try to keep up with what's going on with each one. It can be a little stressful, something I probably shouldn't be doing anymore. um, let's see. I don't know. I mean, I know he's in Chicago area, so we're the same time zone. Um, and we'll just play it by ear and see what happens, and give him a little time. He could have got held up. I mean, their weather is I think there's some bad weather that's been up that way the last couple of days, so maybe his internet got knocked out. I know that happens. I was watching somebody just the other day who lost their internet like 5 minutes before they were going on. So it happens. What can I say? And let's see. All right. I'm going through and I'm starring some folks here. And let's see. And it's a little harder when you're by yourself. And we'll see what's going on. Because I'm trying to read, talk, and see what's happening all at the same time. Yeah, Heather, you're right. You will burn out if you do too many at once. I had to stop doing that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Viviani, shoot me a email, darling, and I'll send you my address. Oh, I'm freezing up over here. We've got clear weather, actually. That's kind of wild. Our weather's been like spring here, 70s and 80s all week long. We got bad weather coming for the weekend, so maybe there's atmospheric stuff that's happening. I got your question, Carolyn. All right, I've already got 12 questions, so let's put the brakes on for that for a minute. Let me see if I can catch up with everything that's going on. And I've got Heather and Amy and Lisa and Mama Bear. They're all in the chat. They can kind of help. Yes, Mama Bear, I saw yours. They can kind of help me keep going on what's happening here. So, and we'll just take it from there. Okay, I'm freezing up. I don't know what the deal is. My internet is on full. Actually, I'm on the wired one, so I'm not even in Wi-Fi. And let's see. Maybe if I go out and come back in again, it'll straighten up. Give me just a second. Let me try that. Okay. Hopefully that's better and I don't freeze up anymore. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what's happening here. We had a troll a little while ago, guys. So if y'all want to keep your eyes open in case they decide to pop back in. I think I managed to block them, but you never know. So let's just get the ball rolling here. Okay. First up, I got Amy Sika. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. If I said it wrong, please forgive me. I don't need your help, Katie Bear. Thank you. The dog decided to help out. Okay, let's see. Did my recently deceased husband, Mark, touch my foot while I was sleeping? I'm feeling, yeah. I know my husband likes to touch my hair to let me know he's hanging around. Um, at first, it was like, I thought, something was in my hair. And then someone else said, your husband's messing with your hair. And I'm like, I didn't realize that. That's who it was. It's funny. You can see it with others, but you can't see it with yourself sometimes. But I'm feeling like, yeah, that's just kind of his way of letting you know that he's there and it's okay, and he just got you grounded. I mean, he's touching your foot, so that says grounding to me. He's letting you know you're grounded and you're going to be okay. Let's see. I can pull a card on that just to see if I get anything else. And let's see. What did I get here? It says your dreams need a practical plan. So maybe there's something that you've been dreaming about or thinking on, and this is just his way of kind of letting you know to ground yourself and to be practical about it. Don't jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. Take it one step at a time. That's usually my sound advice for everyone, but that's what I feel like he's saying. Just stay grounded, make your plans, make sure that you know what your next step is going to be, and just take it one step at a time. A lot of stepping in this one. Okay, let's go to, I hope that resonated with you, Amy. The mediumship stuff for me is really still brand new, so I'm kind of slow at it, and the messages aren't always quite as clear as I would like them to be, but I think that just takes time. Pardon me while the dogs bark. Okay. Amy wants a reading. And Amy, I'm gonna email you back what you texted me yesterday. I saw it. I just haven't been able to respond. But I did see it. So okay, a reading on, is there any particular topic that that you want me to touch on, or just Ellen R? I got an Ellen, but Ellen R. I'm sorry, Ellen, I must have missed your question again. I don't. Do y'all know where in the chat she put her question? I'm going to scroll back up here and take a peek real quick. See if I can find her. Because I try not to miss y'all's questions, if I can at all help it. Let's see. Lotus, I got your question. And I'm sorry for the dead air, but at 8:06, okay. 8:06, that would be 7:06 for me. All right, I'm going to find it, by golly. I'm looking. I'm going to find it. Just bear with me, people. Am I still freezing up on the screen? Or I think that was from earlier, actually, because I'm having to go backwards. Ellen. I see another Ellen whose question I got, and I missed yours. Okay. It's just before Amy's question. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. My dog is like, I should say my son's dog is being kind of loud tonight. He's in a barky mood. Okay, let's see if I can find your question. Ellen, darling, would you repost it? Repost your question? I am not finding it. And I went as far back as I can. 806. If you could please repost it for me, and I will do yours next, okay? And then we'll go from there. Let's see, Ellen. Let me go back to my start questions. Ellen Bukima, yes, I got hers, Viviani. Thank you, darling. It's Eleanor's that I missed, and I'm not finding it. So maybe if somebody can, either Ellen, if Ellen can repost it, or if one of you can find it and repost it for her. Oh, okay, I got it, Ellen. There we go. Okay, darling, you're going to be next. Let's see. All right, I got you. You are starred. Okay. Amy, a reading. Okay, that's where we were going. I forgot what we were doing. Okay. Okay, well, Amy, the first thing I got was witch, which is a healer, which is part of what you're here for, is to be a healer for others. One of the things that most of us use our gifts for is to heal others, whether it be emotionally, physically, spiritually. Sometimes it's nothing more. Sometimes it's nothing more than just having an ear open to listen to someone. Sometimes that's all that's all that they really need for healing, is for someone to just hear them and to hear what their issue is. And you're fairly good at that. You've got a lot of big plans coming, a lot of things going on in your life, I know personally. So I would say just to make sure that you make time for yourself and that you get rest. Don't overdo it. Yes, Steve, I got your question. And yeah, just mainly what I'm hearing is to just take it easy, don't overdo, and spend time, in spend some quiet time so that you can hear what your guides are saying to you. That's the strongest message I'm getting. Okay, let's see. Miss Ellen R. So sorry I missed you earlier, baby. Okay, is it a good idea for me to move? Oh God. I went through that a year ago, August. And The last thing I wanted to do was to have to move because I hate moving. But I am so glad that I did. I love our new place. It's so much nicer. Yeah, it costs more, but I get a lot more. Uh, there's a lot more bells and whistles to it than what the old place had, and it's a healthier environment. So, with rent going up 10%, and I'm not sure where you are located or what your average rent is in that area. I would I would say check around, see what the average rate for your size apartment is going for in your town. Um, I mean, if they're just chipping up the prices and without any um, without any justification for it, and if it's an average price of what just about everybody's charging, then you might want to look around. There might be something better, something nicer, something with more bells and whistles. Um, it's not something I would do right away. I would make sure what I'm hearing is to make sure that you have your finances lined up to cover a move, because when you move, you're looking at usually security deposits, pet deposits if you have a pet. Some places charge first and last month's rent up front. Uh, you're looking at utilities, water, gas, electric, cable, whatever it is you have. Um, some companies charge transfer fees, some do not. So that's something to look into. Does your power company charge a transfer fee if you move, or do they just switch it over? No big deal. Um, I've lived in places where both. So let's see. Yeah, basically that's what I'm hearing, is just to make sure, just start looking around, just get a feel for it. Look around, see what's available, see what the average price is going for, and then just make sure all your ducks are lined in a row. You've got your finances set so that you can make that transition from one place to the other without causing a hardship. That can be difficult. Um, and it can be expensive to move. I mean, you have moving expenses. If you have to rent a truck, if you have to pay somebody to move. I mean, fortunately, I have family here that my guys were able to do all the lifting and stuff because I can't do that anymore. So, yeah, just that's mainly what I'm getting, is to just check out the prices, make sure what is average in your area going for, is what they're asking on an increase reasonable, or is it kind of pushing the envelope a little bit there? And uh, I mean, I know where I'm at down here in the South, rent in our city is through the roof. It's really crazy. It's so high. It's like, if I had that much money to pay that much for a big fancy apartment, I'd just buy a house. But um, that comes with other headaches. Anyway, I hope that helped you, darling. Um, just like I said, just take it one day at a time. Make sure everything's lined up. Start looking around. You may find that paying 10% more is cheaper than moving. Um, and just from me personally, I mean, is it a nice area? Is it a safe area? Are the neighbors nice? All of that can play into finding a place to call home that you can be comfortable with. As an apartment dweller for 90% of my life, um, those kind of things can make a big difference as far as how comfortable you feel going home. So yeah, make a list, make a pro and con list, reasons to move, reasons to stay, and kind of go from there. Just be practical with it. Um, okay, next up we've got Steve. What mood mindset over the next couple weeks? Okay. About your mom or your spouse that you call mom? I used to have a spouse that used to call me mom, so that's why I say that. Thing it is, I still have a whole slew of now middle-aged men that are my son's age that grew up calling me mom because I was Lewis's mom, so they called me mom. They still call me mom, so it can be funny sometimes. So let's see. What's the mood, the mindset? Let's see. You're welcome, Ellen. Okay, so your mood. Okay, so what is your mood going to be? I feel like you're on the edge of stress. The holidays do that to us. I've been there myself, especially this week. So, maybe go for a walk, rest. If you have a bathtub, take a bubble bath. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes it can really make a big difference. It can help. Just taking a bubble bath, soaking in the tub for a while. Unfortunately, my tub, I'd have to be under the age of 10 to fit in it. They don't make bathtubs like they used to. I'm not feeling anything bad as far as mood. I'm not feeling like you're gonna fly off the handle at any moment. It's rough when you worry about your mom. I took care of my mom the last 10 years of her life. She had dementia. And it's really hard. It's very hard on you. That's why it's very important to make time for yourself. I didn't do that in the beginning, and I made myself sick because I didn't. Excuse me. So it took a little while for me to realize, okay, I got to see to me if I want to take care of her. And it can be very stressful. And the silly season is not the time to have to deal with extra stuff like that. But hey, it's your mom, And yeah, I know it's not the holidays that you're stressing over, but they can add additional stress that you're not even aware of. Even if it's something as silly as if I hear that damn Christmas song one more time. It's like there's only so many times you can hear Jingle Bells before you're like, okay, find another record to play. Let's see. In rehab, yes, that could be. Well, at least she's with people who can help her. And that's important. That's important to keep in mind. It's important to realize that your mood is going to reflect upon her and her ability to heal. So I would say, I don't see you getting like wigged out or angry or depressed or anything like that. Um, I think it's just mainly it's just worry, stress from worrying about your mom, and that's we all do it. Um, so but she's with professional help, so that's a good thing. And yeah, just take some time for yourself. That's important. Take some time for yourself. Put a little bit of me care into your day, and that makes it a lot easier to keep your mood in a more even and balanced direction. Hi, Dean. Thanks for popping in. Okay. Let me see here. Let's go to the next one. Okay. That was a comment you made. That wasn't a question. Let's go to the next one. Can I have a message from Spirit? All right, Mama Bear, you got it. We're going to go with the Witches deck tonight. I actually really like this deck. I just got it. And it's called Witch's Wisdom. The cards are beautiful. I mean, the color saturation in them is just fantastic. So let's see here. Message from Spirit. Okay, one of these I have to look up because I've not pulled that card before. I have no idea what it means, or if it means what I think it means. Okay, what I pulled for you was Ostara. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. The incubation. This is what you have wished for will come about soon. There are underlying factors that need to be considered before completion. A new project is about to take off. Allow your dreams to unfold naturally without forcing the issue. You have a reason to feel excited. New beginnings await. Wow, that's kind of cool. And then I pull Scrying Mirror, Shadow. And sometimes in order to have that new beginning, you have to deal with and put away something from the past or something within you. And that can be very difficult to do. Nobody likes to do that stuff to themselves. But I'm seeing, the incubation. I'm seeing you've got a new start coming. You've got new things happening, new stuff coming up on the horizon. Just be open for it. Be ready for it. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you. Okay, who's next? I hope that resonated with you, Mama Bear. Let me know if it didn't. Hi, Jane. Thank you for coming. Terry T. Will I meet my man soon? You may be ready for love, but he may not be. I don't know why that popped in my head, but it sure did. It just went. Because while you might be ready to find your mate, to fall in love, to settle down, Spirit may still be working on him because he's not quite there yet. Or he may be there and has just been waiting for you to catch up. I'm not I'm not seeing it as someone that you already know. I feel very strongly this is someone new that's going to come into your life, someone you're going to meet. And you may not even realize that that's the person meant for you until you've been together for a while, or just kind of know each other, hang out, whatever. Could be somebody you work with. It could be somebody new that gets hired where you work, or it could be, the new postman that delivers your mail, or there could be I'm just hearing don't look so hard. If you are in your happy place, if you're comfortable and confident in what you're doing, you're enjoying your life, you're fulfilling your life, that's when you draw people to you. And that's when someone that is meant to be with you, that's when they can kind of hone in and say, there she is. I found her. I know, and just from personal experience, when I was in my early 20s, all my friends were getting married, having families, settling down, and I was like, how come I can't meet somebody? And I finally got to the point where I got tired of looking, and I just kind of said to myself, well, screw it, I'll just be single. I met my husband like within a month. It's like the minute I quit looking for him, boom, there he was. And I had to wait for him to be ready, because when I first started looking, he was in the middle of a bad divorce. So we wouldn't have been right for each other at that point anyway, because he wasn't ready for me, even though I was looking for him and just didn't know it yet. So Susan Lynn brought this up earlier. The gentleman that Linda G has talked with several times, I think Kim and Debbie have both had interviews with him as well. He talks about the most benevolent outcome. And that's what you should ask for, is to just ask Spirit to show you who this person is going to be with the most benevolent outcome. And like I said, you might have to wait a little while until Spirit finishes whipping him into place and getting him ready. He may be still kind of rough around the edges. So, granted, you'll be there to shine that diamond up, make him perfect. But I'm teasing. We never make anybody perfect. And you certainly don't want to change somebody when you fall in love with them and y'all join together. That's never a successful story. They got to be who they are, right? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Libra lady. Thank you for coming. Evidently, something happened and Mel couldn't join us tonight. We're winging it. All righty here. Let's see. So, Terry, I hope that helped, Terry. I hope that resonated with you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking the question. And let me read for you. Okay, next question. Son of what? I just read for you earlier. How many lifetimes did I have on earth? Ooh, I don't know if I can answer that. Wait, let me try. I do feel like you've been here before. Several times, but you're not like an old soul, you know. Uh, but you've been here a few times. This isn't your first run on the rodeo here. So, God, where are all of these euphemisms coming from out of my mouth tonight? Saying things I haven't said in years. I guess Spirit wants me to talk that way tonight. I don't know. It must be for somebody out there who's listening. So, I feel like you've been here several times before, but not like an old soul, you know. Still feels kind of new. Um, but you're here for a purpose. I mean, you chose to be here. There's a reason for that. And I feel like what you've been coming back for, part of it was to learn, but now I'm starting to feel like part of it may be to teach or to share what you've learned with others to help them on their journey. So, I mean, I feel like what I'm being told is you're here, you're still learning, but that at the same time, you're back here again to start sharing what you know, to start helping other people help them find their path. But it's not, I don't get like a number. I keep seeing a cowboy. Were you a cowboy in a past life? Maybe are you a cowboy now? I the picture that keeps coming in my head is a cowboy like riding across the plains on their horse. Not bad, not good, not doing anything really, just riding your horse across the plains as a cowboy. So perhaps that's what you did in a past life. You were a cowboy. It doesn't feel bad, you know, like you were an outlaw or anything. Just like I said, I feel like you've been here before, maybe several times, but you're not like old soul. And I definitely keep seeing a cowboy. So I'm hoping maybe that means something to you. Maybe there was someone in your family that you knew back in a past life that was a cowboy, and that's what you wanted to be. Hi, Willow. So another 8-second ride. Rose, that's funny. Okay, I spotted your email, not your thingy. I had to go look up. I hope that resonates with you, son of what? Son of what? That's kind of a cool name to have. That's kind of cool. That's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting for you, darling. I hope that resonated. You might want to check in with Scott Allen, Spiritual Essence. He does past life regressions that are really, really good. He did one on me. Was it last weekend? Weekend before last? I don't remember. And it was kind of astonishing, some of the things he was able to pull up. And as he was saying them, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of a weird feeling when it happens. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Viviani, or Viv, or Vivi, or whatever. I like Viviani. I think that's just such a cool sounding name. A message from Spirit. You get the Witch's deck tonight, too. I just feel like that's what I'm supposed to go with. Okay. Message from Spirit. I keep hearing don't try so hard. Just be you. That's the first thing I'm picking up. Ooh, we got Watchtower of the West. Autumn. Well, we're just coming out of autumn. We're going into winter. For those of you up north who are freezing your bazookas off, yes, for those of us still down here in the south, it's 70, 80 degrees outside. It doesn't feel very Christmassy. But the Watchtower of the West, part of the reason for a watchtower is to keep watch. Make sure things are okay in the land. I think that Spirit is just telling you you've been on duty. Autumn was your duty. And now we're going into winter. You can relax. Again, don't take it so seriously. This is weird, y'all. I'm like hearing a voice in my head. This part of it is kind of new to me, and it's like, wow, this is a trip. I'm trying to get used to it. Don't take it all so seriously. Just take it one step at a time. And in the meanwhile, I'm like slinging cards across the room. This one flew out. Awakening. Hello. This is Spirit talking to you. You're moving into an awakening. You've done your duty. You're going into winter now to get some rest. Because come spring, there's an awakening. So I hope that resonates with you. I hope that helps. Let's see. Yeah, these cards are absolutely divine. I can't get over how. I mean, like, as y'all can see, it's just the color saturation on them is fabulous. And they were a gift from an anonymous donor. Don't know who it was, but thank you, whoever it was. Okay, let's go to the next one. We've got Rose. Will the crooks be tossed out for Texas? Oh God, wouldn't that be wonderful? See, I'm next door to Louisiana, so we get a lot of your overflow. Not that we're all that clean ourselves. Our two top runners right now that's going for the governor's position when that's up is they're both of them like hardcore right wing nuts. It's like, oh please, have somebody show up that's gonna, be able to do the job and not make us go back to the 1800s. I think yes, and I think, and the same is true for my state, for other states, especially here in the South. There is a change coming, and I can feel it. I know all of y'all can feel it. There is, and a lot of this change is going to come with this next generation. Young people have, and don't get me wrong, there are some young people that have bought into the Kool-Aid, hook, line, and sinker. Go figure what happened to them. But the majority of this next generation coming up that are just starting to enter into public service, or just getting out of school and starting to step into their lives, they're tired of the crap that we've been putting up with for all of our lives. Most normal families today have twice the stress, make half the money, and both parents have to get up and go to work all day long just to provide a decent place to live for their kids. There was a time when that wasn't even necessary. One parent could stay home, take care of the home and the kids, provide a more stable upbringing. In the 40s and the 50s, in the 40s and the early 50s, there was a lot of emphasis placed on education, science, math, reading, all of that kind of stuff. Our government at that time, just coming out of World War II, realized the importance that an educated populace makes better decisions for the whole. Somewhere around the 60s going into the 70s, that generation kind of turned into money hungry numbnuts, and then here come the flower children saying peace and love, and that's wonderful. And yes, we should peace and love with everyone, but if you don't get an education, how do you contribute to your society? And it doesn't mean you have to have a college degree. That's not what I'm saying. But an education comes in many different forms. There's formal education, going to school, getting degrees. There's also education in the job you have, what they used to call apprenticeships, or people who maybe weren't interested in going to college to get a degree could go to a trade school and learn a skill because they enjoyed working with their hands more, or they enjoyed building a house, or what have you. And we kind of made that like the boogeyman as far as what you do for a living. God forbid you run behind to pick up a garbage truck and pick up trash. Well, who's going to do it then? Somebody's got to pick up the trash. You might as well be the best trash picker-upper you can be if you're doing that job. Very close friend of mine that I lost a few years back, he was a garbage man. He spent 30 years running behind a garbage truck, picking up trash. Um, but he took pride in his work and in what he did. He took pride in putting the cans back where they belong. He didn't just empty them and toss them like some do. Um, when he would spot things on the curb that the garbage truck isn't supposed to pick up, he'd stop and make a phone call to one of his buddies. Hey, there's a washing machine sitting on such and such street out for the trash. Come and get it. That was usually my husband that would go and get it, strip it down for parts and sell the metal. And then we had spare parts for whenever he was fixing things for people. That kind of thing, I think one of the grandest things I ever knew my friend to make, he went to go pick up garbage. This was in one of the really upper class neighborhoods. When he took the lid off the garbage can, chunk it into the garbage truck, he saw a jeweler's ring box sitting on top of the garbage bags in the garbage can. That kind of struck him as odd, so he picked up the ring box, he opened it up, and inside was this big giant emerald and diamond ring, big stones. And he looked at it and realized this isn't cut glass. This is like the real thing. So he put the lid back on the garbage can. He took the ring box. He went up and he rang the people's doorbell. The lady that came to the door, and he showed her the ring box. She said, this was in the garbage. He says, and I don't think you meant to put it there. He said, so I'm bringing it back to you. And she was just touched. Evidently she had set it down on top of the garbage and didn't realize it. And then she couldn't find it. She was in panic because she couldn't find her ring. And because he took an extra few minutes to walk up to the door and ring the doorbell and say, did you mean to throw this away? I mean, he could have just put it in his pocket and gave it to somebody he knew, or went and sold it. Probably would have got a pretty penny for it because it was the real deal. Instead, he made this woman light up like a Christmas tree because he found her ring. And she was so very grateful, to the point that she called the company to commend him for his job and what he did. A lot of people don't do that. They don't even bother to do that. So I think that, and I went off on a wild tangent there, Rose, I'm sorry. But I think, I think these crooked politicians aren't going to be in power much longer. Simply because the younger generation coming up, those that are just leaving school, just starting to go into public service, or want to go into public service and can't because they owe a freaking house worth of payments for their school loan that they went to school to get a degree, to get a job, to pay some banker more money. So I think as that generation and the generation after, and I hope I'm still here on this earth to see it happen, I think that as they start moving up into leadership and taking those positions, that's when we're going to start seeing real change. Now, I've been on the Gulf Coast my whole life, from Texas to Florida. I've lived up and down the Gulf Coast. I lived in Texas back when Texas was blue, and we had Ann Richards as the governor. And a lot of wonderful things happened back then. She did a really good job. And then Bush came in, and it just kind of went downhill from there. I think that when it comes politically, I'm very open about, I am very progressive liberal. I make no bones about it. Um, are both sides guilty of doing wrongdoings? Of course, because we're human. But when you put them side by side, one side is way down in the gutter, while the other side is trying really hard to clean up the mess and let's do the right thing. And I think that, like I said, as younger people start moving into those positions and start being the ones in charge, I think that's when we're going to see the crooks hopefully get tossed into jail, not just out of the state. I know this week alone there have been some really major things that have happened that are really good. One is that Trump organization has been held. The judge has, I guess it was revoked their appeal against criminal charges for tax fraud. That's serious. I mean, you may skate if you murder somebody, but don't pay your taxes, you're going to go to jail. Look at Al Capone. It's the one thing this country doesn't seem to have any bones about going after people for is when they commit tax fraud. And obviously his organization has committed a lot of tax fraud. Well, we all knew this, but now they're finding proof of it. And it's been, I mean, like I said, I'm next door to Texas. I'm right here in Louisiana. It's not that much better here. You know, we got just as many rednecks here as y'all do. Which, no offense to rednecks. I know a lot of really good rednecks that aren't cuckoo in the head. But I think, yeah, eventually, I think that what happened January 6th to almost 2 years ago now, I think was a major wake-up call. We saw, was it yesterday, day before yesterday? It was all over the news. There was like over 1,000 German police officers that rounded up hundreds of people, extreme right-wing, trying to plan and implement a coup in the German government and to put someone in, you know, Hitler light, I guess. I don't know. I don't think they know what they're doing, even as they're, some cases, getting successful in doing it. Then they get in office and they don't know what the hell to do. They don't know how to run a government. They don't know how to do anything. But the German government had the wherewithal and the guts to say, no, we're not going to have another coup. We've already been here, done that, wore that t-shirt. Enough's enough. And they sent the cops out and they rounded these people up and started arresting them for seditious acts or for planning seditious acts. I'm not sure exactly what the charges were. I just caught some of the news. I don't watch it like I used to. It just makes my stomach hurt. Look at Ukraine, what Zelensky has done. He has literally taught the entire world how to protect a democratic government and democratic people. And that's to be applauded. I mean, he has been the example for the world of what it means to stand up for what's right. And I think that's very important. And I think far too many of us have gotten far too blasé, I guess you could say, about people being held accountable. But I feel like that's changing. And bye, Heather. Thank you for being here tonight. Um, yeah. So, yes. Will it happen tomorrow? Will it happen in 2023? I think some of them are going to go in 2023. Some of them may manage to ride it out a little bit longer, but I think eventually they're going to all go. It's just a change in the weather. You can feel it, you know. Um, so I hope that answered your question, Rose. Okay, the other Ellen Bukima. I sure hope I'm saying that correctly. Oh, drink something. Am I getting growly? I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. I forget. Okay. May I please have a message from Spirit? Yes, ma'am, you sure can. We're going to shuffle the cards and see what they tell me. See what kind of wonderful messages they have for you tonight. Because this has been an exciting day. It's also been an exhausting day, but that's okay. It's Friday, and I got one more week of work, and then I go on vacation. Yay! Okay, what have we got here? Spirit, this is spell manifestation. So Spirit is telling you it's time to seriously start manifesting what it is that you want. If you want to bring in that new car or pay off some bills or deal with a family member that may be difficult to deal with, start manifesting. You may not be a witch or cast spells. I think we're all a witch a little bit. Just, it's in the blood. I don't think we can help ourselves. But start manifesting. Get a journal. Start journaling. Start writing down what you want, not what you don't want. It took me years to learn that lesson. Don't write down what you don't want. Write down what you do want. So instead of putting things like, I really don't want to have to deal with this person anymore, put down instead in your journal, I would wish for the most benevolent outcome for person ABC to move on in the company or get another job or whatever the case may be. Try to phrase your manifestations in a positive light, not a negative light. That seems to me what Spirit is telling you to manifest what you desire. We all have this ability. We all have this skill, this power to do so. Some seem to have it better than others just because they've learned over the years how to manifest things better. And they stick with it. You can't just do it for a week and then stop doing it and say it doesn't work. Well, it may have been in the process of being done and you put the halt on it because you quit working about it. You quit manifesting it. So I feel like that's what Spirit's telling you is to manifest, to seriously think about what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you need, and then to manifest it. Excuse me. I hope that answered your question, Ellen. I hope that resonated with you somewhat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking. Next question. Lotus Siren. I love that name. That is a really cool name. Will Jesse forgive and start speaking to me again? I'm hearing maybe, like a little maybe. It may take some time for Jesse to get to the point of forgiveness. But more importantly is they're saying to step away. This is what I'm hearing. They're saying step away. Step away from the situation and give this person time to find the forgiveness within themselves to forgive you and start speaking to them. I mean, did you apologize? If you've already apologized, then there's nothing else you can do. If you're I'm still just hearing like a small maybe. And I'm not sure who Jesse is or how Jesse relates in your life. Jesse is a man. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay. I'm just really feeling like give it time, step away, let him work through the issue of forgiveness. Because a forced forgiveness isn't forgiveness. Just take your time. Like I said, step away. I keep hearing step away. A little maybe, but step away. Let him work it out. It may work out and there's forgiveness and y'all start speaking again. And maybe not. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Happy Friday to you too. Yeah, I'm really hearing just step away. Just step away and give him time. Okay, he's your ex-husband. Okay, I got you. So you're wanting to go get the cat. I got you. Well, you know, that there again, like I was saying to the last person, start manifesting that. Start manifesting that the cat can come to you. But mostly what I'm hearing is to step away and let him work through it. Because if he is as angry as he obviously is, in that he's not even speaking to you, then it's going to take time for him to get past that anger and to reopen those communications. I would say just give him time. Hi, Marina. Thank you for coming. Just give it time. Step away and give it time. That's what they're saying over and over again. I hope that helped, Lotus. I hope that helped. Okay. Last question. Wow, we got there. I didn't think we'd get to the end. I'm teasing you, Carolyn. Any message from Spirit for me? Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, this seems to be a running theme tonight with spirit. Grounding, earth and grounding. I am really feeling this, that this is what spirit is trying to let everyone know, that it is important for us to get grounded, to take that quiet time, whether it be early in the morning, some people are morning people, or whether it be late at night before you go to bed, some people are late night people, but to take those few minutes of quiet time and just try to empty your mind and just think about hearing what it is spirit wants you to know, and to ground yourself, to keep in mind what it is that's most important. Is your family healthy? Are you healthy? You have a roof over your head, food in your stomach. I mean, it sounds very trite to say that, but that all matters, you know. If you're going to bed hungry every night because you can't afford to buy food, you're not going to be very grounded, and you're not going to be very happy. So it's that balancing act, but you got to ground yourself. You got to understand where it is that you're at, where it is that you're going, and just take it one step at a time and let spirit lead the way. That's mainly what I'm getting, is just and I keep getting grounding. Just ground yourself. And that's very important to do. I hope that resonated with you, Carolyn. Thank you for asking the question. Thank you, all of you that allowed me to read for you tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who was so sweet in letting me, trying to, as this medium stuff is starting to hit me, sometimes it's so overwhelming that I go a little blank, and I probably get a blank look on my face trying to discern what it is I'm hearing. This is like brand new for me. Like Susan was saying earlier, you know, you got it, go for it. And it can be a little overwhelming because it's like trying to operate a new electronic device without the how-to book. Okay. There's nobody there telling me, first you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this. It just kind of all comes at you at once. But thank y'all for being so patient and let me slowly try to hear it so that I could relay the message. I do appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I'd say a big thank you to Sylvia, because she's the one that kind of burst that bubble for me last weekend. We did a recorded show together, and she had several mediumship questions, and she was like, "Yeah, no, you're a medium here. What does that one mean?" And I'll be damned if George Washington didn't come in and talk to me. I was like, "Holy crap, this is wild." I'm still getting a little freaky when I think about it. It's like, I can't believe this really happened. People are going to think I'm nuts, but, well, I'm nuts anyway. So what difference does it make? Thank you all for coming. Again, I'm so sorry that Mel wasn't here. All I can think of is either something came up, or he mixed up the dates or the days. I'll shoot him an email afterwards and invite him to come back. You know, maybe we can reschedule for another time. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up, because I've been sitting here at this since 4:30 this afternoon. My butt's numb. I can't feel my butt cheeks anymore. I know y'all really didn't want to hear that, but oh well. Please come back tomorrow at 12 noon Central Time. I have Kevin Lewis, the healing medium, and Lisa Smith, Spirit Intuitive. They will be on with me, all three of us together at noon to do whatever we do, and we're just going to have fun with it. And then tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock Central Time, I've got Minasa from Minasa Wellness and Isaac Bose, who's a licensed professional counselor. They're coming on, and we're going to do a show specifically for holiday stressors. How to deal with the extra stresses that we all go through at the holidays. It is the silly season. We all get a little crazy. And what are some of the things we can do to help de-stress ourselves and our families and our friends around us? That was something that came to me directly from Spirit, was to do a show on that. And I was like, no. And they were like, yeah. So I emailed the people they told me to email, and both of them said, I'm in. So I was very happy. I was like, okay, we're good to go. So that'll be tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. I do hope you'll come back. We're just going to go over some things, how to help keep everything on a calmer level while the world around you goes nuts because it's Christmas. How not to get crazy when you're standing in that long line in the store and you got to deal with people who can be really bad at the holidays. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this without being mean or ugly. Anyway, thank y'all tonight very much for coming. Thank you for coming back. For those who were with me earlier, please join us tomorrow, either at noon or at 5 or both, whichever one your schedule permits. And try to get a good night's sleep. Try to get a little rest. Kick back and take a few minutes of me time. I think I'm going to go do that myself when I get through here. And just enjoy the holidays. We get so wrapped up in what we're doing, we forget to just enjoy them like we did when we were a kid. So yeah, just enjoy them. So love, hugs, kisses to everybody. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me so long. Thank you for coming. For those that came in late, hey, I had a 4:30 show with Susan Lynn today, and I was almost 5 o'clock before we got started because I had a puppy dog issue that had to be dealt with. And fortunately, everybody waited for me. So it happens. What can I say? Y'all have a blessed night. Get a good night's sleep and enjoy your weekend. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy Kwanzaa and Happy Hanukkah. And I'm sure there's a bunch of others that I'm not remembering right now. So I'll say good night, and I will talk to everyone soon.